Now, at the pragmatic level, I've seen that bring healing to many, many people. If they begin to see that God actually understands our suffering. You know, often when you're standing along somebody who's suffering, you'll know as doctors that if they're weeping and you weep too, you have far bigger effect than if you take out a stethoscope and give them more antibiotics, because they're looking for somebody that understands. Now you see, ladies and gentlemen, let me go one step further. If that was the end of it, it would be nothing. But the God that suffered on the cross rose from the dead. And that opens up a whole world of possibility. It opens up at the level of moral evil, not only the possibility, but to my mind, the certainty that there's going to be a final judgment, that terrorists are not going to get away with it, that the bombers of 9/11 are going to face it. That is what backs up your conscience and tells me that it's not an illusion, that morality is not an illusion because it's got a backup. But secondly, I do believe as I sit here that God is a God of compensation. That if you could see what God has done with people like that ultimately, your questions would stop. That's what I believe. But it depends crucially on the fact that there's someone in space, time, and history who's suffered and risen from the dead. Atheism doesn't have that. It is nothing